Um, so as I did not get any agenda topics sent to me after the reminder that was sent out earlier today, if there's any last minute things that people want to bring up, now is the time to put on the agenda. Um, Going once, going twice.
Just a quick question.
Sure.
When and where is the FDIMn thing?
Oh my goodness. Well, there was going to be that's basically the discussion of tonight.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
So yeah,
Right.
we'll go into
Okay.
that in some
No problem.
detail.
Okay.
Al sent me a message saying that he would not be attending tonight's meeting in advance. He's recovering from something that is going well. It's nothing particularly worrisome, but he will be back with us in a couple of weeks at the regular meeting. He fully expects. So he was the only regrets that I've got. All right. So I guess with no further different topics, we'll get right into again, this is just a informal meeting. So, there's not really any presentations that are necessarily expected, I think, at these mixers. So we will be getting something, I think, coming up in a couple weeks for our regular meeting. So stay tuned for that. But tonight's topic, as you saw in the invitation, was starting to discuss, as it is 98 days, I believe, away. That's what the Airbnb page mentioned to me. So we're less than 100 days away from FDIMn starting. So we are going to have a bit of a discussion based around that and try and get some thoughts from people as far as how to entice participation. We have held just one, I suppose, FDIMn North. We have had a couple other events, I guess 2-3 events at my cottage, which have been of a similar nature, but they all seem to go well. We often get the same people coming out and are trying to attract more people. I think that's the thrust of this discussion, and hopefully this year getting some more people out. So there's been a few ideas that have been tossed around already. And I've gotten some indication that there are some more ideas. I have some things that I'm bringing to the table as well to discuss, to make it more interesting as far as a little bit of structure. I would say last year we had some structure to the event. It wasn't quite free form like it is at the 4 days at my cottage, where it's pretty much just do what you want when you want. Last year at FDIMn North, we had not only the FDIMn virtual proceedings going on all day on Thursday, but we also had a ham fest conveniently on the Saturday. That we were at the house that we rented, and that worked out actually really well, I think. There was a day in between of working on your projects, general looking over the shoulders and that kind of thing going on. So it was actually fairly organized, I thought, and everybody had a great time. Nothing but good reviews afterwards from the half dozen or so participants that came and went. I think it was maybe 8 altogether that were there for various lengths. So the date for FDIMn itself is May the 14th, I'm fairly certain. Howard, do you have something to bring up?
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, fine.
Yeah, just not to be paranoid, but do you want to pause the recording when we're talking about dates and places?
I guess we could, or should we have, because pausing recording doesn't really work well, but we can ask for this, for anything, the chunk of it to be edited out. Ken always edits the video, so anything with specifics on it, probably not a bad idea. That, I guess, that being said, it is YouTube, and it's open to anyone and everyone. We don't mind people within the SOAREX mailing group, I guess, knowing when and where, and perhaps some others upon invitation. But yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, since
Dave?
it's on YouTube eventually. So.
Yeah. Dave?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, come on in. Yeah, loud and clear.
Well, okay, so what I suggest in terms of this, yeah, it's YouTube. So what? But like, just don't give the
Right.
exact address.
Yeah.
Just say it's in Timbuktu, right? And you don't have to. It's got 10 bedrooms, or whatever. You don't have to give specifics. The venue, the actual place we're staying in, it doesn't really matter. It's about what we're going to do. If we get 3 people coming, the venue may change. If we get 60 people coming, the venue is going to change. So I don't think venue really is that important right now. Anyway, that's my 2 cents.
Okay, thanks for that, Dave. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to give specifics. However, I was planning on showing a little slideshow of a place that I have at least earmarked. And I haven't paid anything yet, but I did a little bit of work finding something that was relatively central to the people that typically attend, and to make it as equitable as possible. So perhaps that can be edited out. It's not going to have any specifics as far as address or what have you, but just a few pictures of the which is pertinent to some of the things we're doing as far as setting up antennas and what have you. Dave, come in.
Yeah, you know what, Eric, you just said something there that's key to this whole thing. You're going to post pictures or stuff in SOAREX, right?
I wasn't planning to. No, I was going to have Ken edit out basically the pictures.
Eventually, you're going to be posting stuff on SOAREX.
Yeah.
Right? So we have no idea who's on SOAREX, who's monitoring that, who's there. We think we know, but end of the day, we have no idea. So I think, privacy is not important here. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. I don't think it matters.
Yeah. I mean, on SOAREX, it's not critical, but I mean, in the past, I'm pretty sure I've posted the address to the cottage and what have you. I mean, that doesn't bother me, to be honest. But anyway, okay. Well, we'll do what's right. I think before we post the video, I'm sure Ken, that's no problem seeing to that, right?
No problem.
Yeah. Okay. All right, but yeah, good points to bring up, though. Something to think about, though. We don't really want randos showing up, but we have tools that we can use to deal with anybody that might arrive, right? Anyway, so May 13th to 16th, I believe, 17th, May 13th to 17th is the dates of that we're looking at for 4 days in May North, which roughly corresponds to what we would have done had we been heading south of the border. So we're looking at, what specifically what kind of ideas you think might be worthy of doing there to give it some structure. It's with the exception of not having a ham fest on the Saturday. So I guess we really have 2 days to plan things out, because Thursday is pretty much taken up with the presentations that start at around 9 in the morning or so, go till 4 or 5. It is extended a little bit this year, but Ken, come on in.
Yeah, what were the dates again?
May 13th to 17th. That's a Wednesday to Sunday.
Okay.
I'll be sending out a day after tomorrow, probably a posting on SOAREX again, just to gauge the interest, and that in turn over time will determine the venue, as Dave mentioned. Um, so um, again, we might, not have unlimited outdoor space to do things, but it would be nice, as I believe Kevin mentioned in an email I came across back in September, that having a antenna-friendly area to set things up would be nice, to test things, to experiment, what have you. So we're looking at that factor. Keep in mind that all equipment and materials have to be brought to the location, so it has to be kept reasonable as far as what you're bringing and what you're suggesting be brought. And as I mentioned on the invite for tonight's meeting, it doesn't have to be necessarily radio related, right? If you're working on other projects that are of interest to us, anything techie, in effect, will be welcomed, I think. So just to give you a few things here about what is happening, if you haven't already checked out the FDIMn symposium posting on the QRPA-RCI website, not only are they doing the usual, like I said, 9 to 5 speaker lineup, and if there's interest, I can briefly go over the person and the topic, because I've got the list in front of me here. They've also pulled out pretty much the perennial two most, I would argue, popular speakers at FDIMn. Ashar Farin and Hans Sommer are going to be doing special off-schedule presentations. Thursday evening at 7 o'clock is Ashar's time slot. So, and it says here he'll be bringing along samples, down to date, and of course, of a new kit that he'll be giving away to attendees at the symposium on Thursday, and then giving a presentation starting at 7 o'clock to describe the new kit and other innovations that he's been up to over the past year. So when I saw that actually a few weeks ago, I started thinking, maybe I should get in touch with him and mention to him our efforts that we're doing in Canada here, and see if we cannot get some of those kits sent to us for any and all participants to FDIMn North. So anyway, that is something I'm going to be pursuing. I haven't actually contacted him yet, but I probably send him out something on Friday as well, asking about that, if he'd be willing to send things to his friends up in Canada. So I think enough of us have a relationship with him that's quite doable, and something to entice people to come to our event that we're having. I think would be helpful. So Friday evening at 7 o'clock, Hans Sommer has his time slot, and he'll be doing a presentation. And of course, both of these things will be streamed according to the QRPA-RCA website. He'll be presenting a technical topic on a subject that's yet to be announced. But Hans's topics typically are interesting and things that are entertaining, if nothing else, to behold. So we have those two things that we can participate at the at our event. So as far as the lineup for the speakers at FDIMn 2026, again, this has recently been published, tentative, but they've got a fellow named Harold Smith talking about Homebrewer's Journey. That's titled How I Got to Where I Am. So basically, a little anecdotal story of his homebrewing efforts. We've got Tony Luscre, who's spoke before numerous times. About QRP operating. Life is not too short for it if you know a few tricks. And it's more of a getting on the air with QRP type of discussion. Jonathan Kane, Kayne, is talking about the CFT1, which I believe is his design of a QRP radio. He's going to be talking about the design and user interface lessons that he's learned. A fellow named Jerry Weisscall is talking about learning CW. Tom Witherspoon, who is again a popular fellow in the QRP and POTA circles, talking about his experiences with QRP use during Hurricane Helene that he lived through, and I think was outfitting his community with radios for communication when everything was down for weeks and weeks, if not months. A fellow named Stuart Bryant is talking about coding using AI and how that fits into amateur radio operators, which I know we've been discussing at some length. Jack Purdom is talking about an antenna tuner for magnetic loop antennas in a remote fashion. So that is his talk. And finally, Ross Ballantyne talking about the development and construction of automatic tuners for 640 meters, 2,200 meters, and 8.9 gigahertz operations. That is that for the tentative agenda. So the other person that I was planning on contacting was Rex Harper, W1REX. He is running a special buildathon this year. He's planning on attending, of course, and I guess it's complementing that. This is actually, I'll just read it out to you. It's a message from Rex saying that Asher Farin is giving away a new kit to all participants at FDIMn, and Dave Kripe, who's the president of QRP ARCI, asked if I could link the buildathon to that kit, I being Rex, of course. He says, every year I have to bring a ton of tools to the buildathon for those that want to build but don't bring any tools, question mark. So this year, the buildathon is not a kit, as everyone will already have one to build from Ashar, but a nice toolbox with enough of my favorite portable tools to have a nice build. So that's his contribution, basically saying people can return home with a nice personalized kit and toolbox with some nice portable tools. So to those FDIMn Buildathon fans, I hope to see you there. So similarly, I was going to contact Rex and see if he would send some kits our way to help make our event a little bit more rounded out, which should, I think, be a nice touch. So anyway, so that's a couple things that I was thinking of as a possible enticement to have a little bit more participation, perhaps from some who have never been to FDIMn North before. I did also look up, because I don't think we're too far, certainly not as the crow flies, from the place I'm considering, from the Barrie Amateur Radio Club. And they have a wireless amateur experimenter group. So when I was looking at them, I thought, maybe inviting, people from that group. They seem semi-aligned to the kind of things we do, looking at some of their documentation and photos that are on their website. They have a online meeting similar to us every Thursday evening. Apparently they meet online and do their thing. So that doesn't really quite work out with us, as we already have something on the Thursday at 7. But I thought, maybe that inviting some of them for a day on Friday or Saturday might be a thought, and who knows, make some connections and see where it goes. So that's a thought that I had as well. So as far as cost, just in case people are curious, not too much different from previous, I guess last year's event, which, it was at a nice place. It worked out very well. Everybody was quite happy with it. Again, the place that I've got earmarked just as an example, it's based on the number of people staying, on a given night, but you'd be looking at about, if it was based on 6 people staying, about $70 per person, and it goes down from there. The more people that stay, the less it becomes. 7 people, it'd be about $60 a night. 8 people, you're looking low 50s. 53, I think, is what I got. So anyway, the more the merrier. There are limits to how many people can stay practically, but I'm sure we could fit 7 or 8 at least, especially if people bring their own sleeping cot, or are happy to sleep on a couch, what have you. But again, the place I'm looking at has I think 5 or 6 beds in it already, formal beds, proper. So all right, that's pretty much what I've got to talk about. So maybe I will open it up to the floor, see what people think about activities, topics, things that we will be doing there, what your suggestions are and what have you. So Dave, come on in.
Yeah, Eric, might I suggest that we do a round table and we just ask people what they would be interested in if they were to come out. What kind of things would they like? For example, would they like to do a buildathon? Would they like to maybe troubleshoot gear? They may have some gear they're working on, and they need some help troubleshooting it, because we've got a lot of test equipment. Maybe people want to bring their test equipment out and test their test equipment. Like what kinds of things would people like to do in an event like that? So maybe that's the kind of question we should ask. Peter, what are your thoughts?
I just took a mouthful of food.
So your thoughts are more on the gastronomical side.
Okay. I do have a couple of notes. And the first on my item here was actually a test gear workshop. Explore some of the lesser used functions. I think we kind of sort of did that a little bit, but we were kind of busy with our own individual projects over the last few gatherings that we may not have been able to do that so much. So that's an idea. I also thought about might be time, maybe explore the LAN connection setups. Maybe we can do that as we're all in an under group. Now, when Dave was talking, I was reminded many, many years ago, Simon, if you recall Simon, he brought out to one of our meetings his gear, and his is all certified and calibrated. And we brought all our test gear in, and we tested our test gear up against his to see how ours performed. So now, while we don't have, I guess, like certified equipment like Simon does, we could certainly do some comparisons amongst each other and just see any differences, if any. So so I think test gear is a good thing to think about. Another one that came up in my mind is since there's a few participants of our events are part of the backplaying radio team, maybe we can have a meeting of the minds. And what we'll be discussing, I'm sure, would be interesting to other people who are not part formerly part of the backplaying team. There's some interesting stuff going on there. Another thing, because we would all be getting together, we pick a night or day that the majority of us are all around. There'll be some that'll be coming who are staying for the duration. Maybe some are only staying a couple of nights, and maybe some are just coming for the day. But whatever day we seem to have the most of us, maybe we can kind of do a little bit of brainstorming on activities that we can do. For example, the buildathons is an easy one to put up on the list, I guess. But maybe on-air events. Maybe we should get back to the on-air events that we were doing way back when. That seemed to be fun. And maybe even discuss our meeting structures that we're doing. So that's kind of what I have. And I guess I'll pass it back to you, Eric.
Okay, yeah, I'm just jotting some notes down, but that is good. Some good contributions. So, yeah, I think probably integrating our roundtable type discussion into the FDIMn topic is a good idea. So, two birds with one stone. You can, of course, bring up anything else that you want to if you've got anything pressing. But so yeah, why don't we do that?
Bench at the same time, you mean?
What's that? Sorry.
Bring up what's on your bench at the same time as
yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
So.
Okay.
You know what? Instead of going through a round table twice, right? So, not that we're pressed for time or anything, but I think that's probably the way to do it. So maybe we'll start off with what your thoughts are on FDIMn topics, whether you're planning on attending or not. Hopefully you are planning on attending, but these are all things that I can put into my invitation that goes out on Friday. So, Peter?
Okay, and I guess I should say then I'll fill in the blanks then. Yes, I plan to attend, and yes, I plan to attend all four nights, the entire event. And on the bench here has been nothing but backplaying things, and a little bit of putting presentations together as well too over the last couple of weeks or a few weeks. But anyway, that's it for me.
Okay, Michael, got you on my screen.
I like the topics. I think they're good, especially the test gear workshops and figuring out how to use things. That's good. I'm not sure whether I'll be able to. I'll probably just come for a day. My thinking is come for a day, depending on where it is and whatnot. But the backplane discussion makes sense to me, and also the idea of reinstituting, if that's the word, what I think was a CW thing, was it not? That we did, people did.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. I really want to practice my CW, but anyway, yeah.
When you say that, Michael, you mean like working on CW there?
No. What I was thinking was I thought what you were saying was what you implied anyway was that the on-air stuff would be a regular CW, I guess, meeting. Like you guys were doing that at one point, were you not?
Like Monday,
was it the Kitchener group? Was it the Kingston group was doing that? I don't know who that was.
Yeah, like once a month they were doing a CW meet on a Monday. Yeah, but
exactly. Peter, I think that's what I'm thinking about. Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, Peter, come on in.
Yeah, just to clarify, I only brought it up under the context of when the majority of us are up on 4 days of Maine North, we kind of brainstorm for various activities. And I gave examples of an on-air events like we used to do was just an example of some of the things that we might talk about going forward that we can do as a group. So, and our meeting structures, build, that kind of thing. So while we're all together up at 4 days of Maine North, let's talk about activities that we can do. So that's under the context of how I present.
Okay. As far as what I'm up to, I'm up to my eyeballs in this backplane thing. I'm trying to build a audio amplifier, and at this point, I've got I have a breadboard that works for there's 2 op amps in it. They both work, and an LM380 power amp. That all works on a breadboard. I've also got to the point now where I've got a working tone control board. And the next step for me is, and I've done some simulations that appear to show that when you look at the tone board with LT Spice, you get the same kind of results you get in terms of gain, negative gain, actually, losses, that you get the same with roughly the same with LT Spice and the actual circuitry. So that's good. I haven't yet done the test that Kevin was talking about in terms of minimum. We were talking about minimum input into the whole circuit. I haven't done that yet. I haven't. Next step for me to do is integrate what I've got on the tone board with the amplifier itself and see what I get. And then at some point, I'm going to put the whole thing in KiCad, but I'm not ready yet. I want to make sure I know what I'm doing before I do that. Anyway, that's where I am. And one of these days, I want to do the DCR kit. Still got it here. Haven't done anything with it. Anyway, that's where I am.
So, Michael, is there anything that would entice you to come up for 2 days? Is there something that
I'm not sure I have the time. I don't know. I'll have to think about that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Because you said probably a day or whatever. Would you?
Yeah, I think probably a day. Probably come up early in the morning and come back late at night or something. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah.
Right. Whether that's the presentation day on Thursday or another day, what have you. But okay. Well, if you come up with anything that wouldn't want to miss, let me know. And,
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to miss. I wouldn't want to miss. If you're doing, test equipment comparisons, I wouldn't, and learning about the intricacies of what you can do with test instruments that I might not know already. That'd be really interesting.
Right. Okay. All right. I believe, Peter, you had your hand up first.
Yeah, just a comment. Michael, all those things you got to do, you need to come to 4 Days of May North for at least one overnight, or come up, or at least come back and forth on a make them day trips, because you
I could do that. I could do both. Yeah, sure. I could do that. Yeah.
Accomplish a lot on that weekend. Okay. That's it for me.
Yeah.
Okay. Ken, come on.
Where is FDIMn North being held?
Well, just to keep it general, because we're trying to preserve a little bit of anonymity, let's just say the south shore of Lake Simcoe is the target. So,
okay,
the very
Cook's
south
Bay.
shore of Simcoe.
Cook's Bay.
Yeah, Cook's Bay. There you go.
I could do that for sure for a day, no problem, and maybe even 2.
Yeah. Okay. And if you know what, throw a sleeping bag in your trunk, because you might just be up until the wee hours talking about things, if that's doable. I mean, I know everybody has their own situations, and maybe can't stay for an overnighter, but even if you want to come up for multiple days in a row, there's, I think, something for everyone of interest. To keep the intellectual juices flowing. So, all right, I'll stop. Frank, you have any inputs for things that a gathering that we're talking about? I know it might be a little bit difficult for you. I didn't quite factor in Amherstburg when I was triangulating on a spot, but yeah.
Well, that's my own fault for moving here.
Yeah.
However, I'm glad we didn't get all the snow that the rest of you did, although we had our share, and we survived. Anyway, with regard to 4 Days in May North, I'm really pleased when I see the continuation and the effort of the whole program that is going on, and is very, very well supported by everyone. I myself, I'm getting on.
By the way, happy belated birthday. You just had a birthday, didn't you, a couple days ago?
Yes, I did on Monday, and
Yeah.
I'm officially a nonagenarian.
Oh, a significant one. Wow. You've entered your 10th decade. I don't get to say that too many times.
I'm on the 10th decade. So traveling is pretty well limited, but and I do tune into what's happening down in 4 days in May, particularly the presentations. I find them still very, very interesting. Myself, as far as what I have on the bench, I still have the same project going that I had in September. However, I did manage to get a breakthrough in one of the problems I had last month, and I'm progressing very, very slowly. So I'll be probably talking about it when I get it finished, which will be late fall at the rate that I'm going. So there, anyway, that about wraps it up here. I haven't been on the air for months, so that not much activity there. So I'll turn it back to you guys, and I wish I could attend, but I'm afraid facts of life are against me. You guys take care.
Thanks, Frank. So you are doing you're going to watch the FDIMn remotely? Is that your plan?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. Okay, good.
The one from the States.
Right. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I get a chance to peek in on you guys whenever you turn a camera on.
Right. Well, you know what? That worked at the 4 days at the cottage last fall. We had some remote in. So if you'd like to pop in from time to time, I can arrange for that to happen. So
very good.
Yep. Okay. Noted. All right. Thanks, Frank. Thanks for the contribution. So, okay. Howard, thoughts on FDIMn North activities, plus what's on your bench?
Well, I'm planning to attend. I'm not sure for how many days, but so far so good. I'm free that weekend, or leading up to that weekend anyway. But I kind of agree with Peter's comments there. From my perspective, being new, I think what would be fun for me, aside from meeting people that I've never met in person, is to bring problem, or bring a problem that I'm working on to help with that. Or if I only have a tiny assay, I don't have a real spectrum analyzer. So if someone brings a spectrum analyzer, it'd be interesting to see that for the project I'm working on. So I'm pretty flexible because I've never been there before, and sort of let you guys lead because you're more experienced. So that's kind of what I want, sort of to think of things that you can't do on your own that you might be able to do collectively with people with a lot more experience.
Newcomers bring whiskey.
What's that?
Newcomers bring whiskey. That's the rule.
Yeah, that's fine.
There's some other initiation procedures, but we won't discuss that because this is going to be posted on YouTube. So don't want it to appear in a inquiry at some point. Okay. All right. Very good. Anything you're working on your bench at the moment, Howard? That's
well, I'm just finishing up that filter for the T41, and then there's a updated power supply board. I'm going to finish that, and assuming the filter deals with the harmonics, then it's pretty well at a stage where I can look to put it in a case finally. And sort of that, I was thinking I would bring that, assuming it gets to that stage, and then have everybody look at it and sort of do a better diagnostic of it than I could do software wise and RF wise. So that's what I was thinking. And then
We
just
bringing that up to
Yeah.
FDIMn. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, good.
and then, you know, just following what you guys are working, if you're working on that other project and the presentation. So I don't know, maybe once it gets closer to the time, we can develop an agenda so you know kind of what's happening each day or what's planned for each day.
Yeah.
Especially in terms of the presentations that you're going to watch.
Right. Okay. Thanks very much, Howard. All right. So next on my screen, Kevin, come on in. There you are.
Yep, I'm here. Just
Hey.
sitting back quietly in the background. I'll start with what I've been working on, and I'm just gonna.
Other than growing your hair.
Other than growing my hair, yeah, I know. So I was doing some I don't know if you can see that picture.
Yep.
Okay,
Looks good.
Yeah. So anyway, been working on this backplane power supply thing, and I decided to do a load test today. So I made up had a little heat sink laying around, got some power resistors. The white ones are 20 watts each. The copper colored ones are 10 watts each. So I'm running about 50% of the rating. And just basically, there's 5 supplies on here that plus or minus 12, plus or minus 5, and plus or minus, or sorry, just plus 3. And the plus 3 volt supply went through to one of those West Mountain radio battery load test things. So I could set that on there without. Anyway, it was kind of interesting. There was no smoke, but boy, did this plate get hot. It was up over 100 degrees Celsius. The resistors these white resistors were 150 to 160 C, which is still 100 below their rating. So anyway, but yeah, it was kind of interesting. Bottom line is these little power supplies are rated for 3 amps. And now you're lucky to get, I think you're lucky to get an amp out of them on a sustained basis. These inductors here, checking the temperatures, they were like 50, 60 degrees above ambient. And I mean, there's a little bit of room left, but you don't want to run it that hot, I don't think. Anyway, so that's what I've been working on. There, so that's what I've been doing and playing with. No letting the smoke out. Sorry, Peter. I tried. I really did try. I mean, it's like that new power supply, Michael, that power supply I had, that is so amazing when doing this kind of stuff. If it's like I need more current, I just hit parallel. It takes 2 supplies, parallels them together, and then I can get double the current or higher voltage, whatever. You can just hit a button. And so I'm quite happy with that power supply. I know it's expensive, but
I'm really pleased with mine too. It's
I'm
really glad I got it because it means you can do stuff that I wasn't able to do before. Can I ask about the power supply? You were going to make some changes to finalize it. Have you done that? Is that the final?
No, I was waiting till after I do this test.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So now I'm going to do that.
Okay.
Sorry, Peter. Were you going to say something?
You guys keep that up. You're going to make me go and buy one.
Well, they're really good.
Buy anything lately. Come on.
Look at it this way: you bought a signal generator. Surely you can get one of these. They're really good. I promise you'll like it.
And the other thing is, I was surprised how inefficient those little things are. I mean, I'm only running on average total, it's only about 80% efficient. So when you're running 40 watts, you're losing 8-9 watts in there.
Just in heat.
Because of heat. Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, I was surprised it was that bad. But anyway, 4 days in May. So I agree so far with what everybody said. Some meetings about the backplane stuff, test gear. If somebody wants to test something and they need somebody to bring a piece of test gear that they don't have, that's always a possibility, and it'll probably be there anyway. Maybe if somebody has a project, they've been wanting to build and it's sitting in a box somewhere and they want to put it together and test it, then, you know, that's always a possibility, Eric, right? That's what you did last time.
Bueller, anyone? Bueller?
And yeah, some get-togethers and strategy meetings. So one thing that I'm going to keep touting until we try it and see if it works or not. And when Eric and I went up to Hackfest in Quebec City, I got motivated a bit, and I was looking at some of the DEF CON stuff, and they run this thing, and it's like an RF hackers village sort of thing. And generally what they do is using SDRs. You don't have to, you could use a ham radio. But what they do is they have pre-canned sort of recorded messages that they play on some ham band. And it's some mode. They don't tell you what band, they don't tell you what mode. You have to find the transmission and figure out what mode it is and decode it. And the first person to decode it gets the prize, whatever, you know, bragging rights, whatever. And it's usually just a text string. And I thought that would be kind of cool. It would, you know, because you could put some obscure Hellschreiber mode or something in there or whatever, but it would let us, you know, practice our ham radio skills and a bit of puzzle solving. And anyway, it looked pretty cool. And if you have an SDR, then you can learn how to use your SDR better as well. Or just use FLDigi or something like that. And that's what they use, actually. They use FLDigi to create the messages, and then they use them to help decode them. Anyway, so that's sort of my major thing. That's something that could easily take a few hours. You could have like multiple different messages or modes, and you know, and I think the only thing is just define what bands you're going to limit it to, or maybe not, and then, you know, occupy your time that way. That could be a whole morning, I think, just something like that.
Yeah. Was that something like, did you look over the shoulder at anybody at Hackfest? That was
No, they weren't doing anything like that as far as I know.
Oh, they weren't.
At least the ham guys in that room up there didn't have anything like that going. You know, they were playing, you know, they had their mesh tastic set up and that little radar set up and stuff like that. But
right.
This was from DEF CON.
Ah, okay. Got it.
I stumbled across it on I mean, I think it was a couple of years ago, the one that I stumbled across, but they do it every year. And they've actually got, somebody's got it on a GitHub where they've got it set up to help you structure an event.
Oh, okay.
Like that. And I thought, oh, that'd be kind of cool, you know, like it's something very kind of like a fox hunt, but instead of a physical location, it's a mode/frequency hunt.
Yeah, no, that sounds interesting. So there's something on GitHub, eh? Yeah,
there was a GitHub repository. I think I have it bookmarked somewhere. I got to find it. But it was an interesting presentation on DEF CON. I could probably find it and put a link on SOAREX in case anybody's interested. They go into a lot more detail about how it works and what they do, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, I think that'd be interesting to look at, if nothing else. So if you can dig up the link, that'd be great. Post it up. Yeah. Okay.
All right, but that's it for me.
Okay.
Attendance.
What?
You're planning on attending a portion of it, or you're not sure at this point?
Yeah, I will probably be there about the same as last year. I think last year I left on the Friday. I think this year I'd probably leave, since it's a lot closer to where I need to be the next day, probably stay till Saturday morning sometime.
Right. Okay.
So.
All right, sounds good. Do you think, since we're, you had mentioned in the chat here about no pictures of the venue, I was thinking of just throwing up one picture of the backyard being pertinent for antenna throwing up. I think it's relatively generic. I know there's image search and all that, but
yeah, no, I was just throwing my 2 cents in there for that kind of stuff. I mean, because reverse image search is actually pretty good, but because it could probably find the Airbnb listing, right? That's where you got
Right.
it. Or did you have to be logged in?
Even an inside shot. I understand the outside shots, but what about the inside shots? Should be searching.
I don't know.
any shot,
What
guess
I don't
it's-
know is, do you have to be logged into Airbnb to get the pictures?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay,
that's
well,
true.
probably it's fine then.
So there's the backyard of the place. I mean, pretty generic looking, the place that I have in mind. Hopefully that's big enough for everybody to get an idea of. But I mean, there's some trees, there's space, there's neighbors, I guess. But you know, hopefully, who knows? Maybe we'll create some hams. You never know. So, but anyway, that's the back of the place that I've considered. So
Okay.
Any
Yeah, no,
idea?
that's fine.
Any idea what direction it's facing?
no.
I took a quick look at it the other day. I thought somewhat south, but I could be wrong. Don't quote me, but I'm thinking the backyard was somewhat south facing.
Yeah.
Well, folks, just look at the shadows of the trees. That'll give you a clue.
Okay, so the back is definitely facing south. I'm looking at the map, so yeah. I mean, good horizons, good for astronomy too. Probably little light pollution on Coos Bay. It's not very far from the water, actually. Well, not close to the water, but it's not far either. So, anyway, that was all. Just a little teaser there. I mean, I have photos of the interior and all that, but that's probably not important right now. So, I will stop sharing. Okay.
Okay, but yeah, that's all I have to say.
It doesn't matter what the interior looks like. It's going to happen.
Yeah, it's plenty fine, what I found, but again, it's not written in stone. Like Dave said, if we get more people, maybe have to find a different venue. So, okay, all right. Thanks for the input, Kev. I will go. My screen has been rearranged with, I guess, the screen sharing. It's shuffled around a little bit. So next up would be Charlie. So come on in.
Yeah, sorry for arriving late. Had an appointment that we had to attend, and we made it back about 30 minutes into the meeting. So I popped in to see how things are going. What I've been up to, I've got a number of things on the go, but probably the most relevant to this group is I've been working on that microprocessor DCO board, and I've been Dave and I have been talking off to the side about using AI to generate code, and the code for this has been now pretty much completely generated by AI, and it's happily running. I'll just give you a quick boo at it here. At let me see. This one, I think. Did we get that shared?
It's still black on my screen.
Hang on just a sec. I'll try one more time here. Apologies. It's why don't I? Yeah, I'll do this.
There we go. Let me see it.
Okay. So I'll. Oops. So this is the little TFT display for the digital control oscillator. You press the button on the rotary encoder to cycle through various functions. You can change the step size when you move the rotary encoder. It displays the frequency. It displays which clock you're looking at. In this case, I'm looking at clock 0. You have the ability to add a calibration because these little 5351s are not perfect. They're usually off by a few hertz. And it has the ability to set an offset. So if we want to use this as a VCO in the radio and have it actually display the frequency we're tuning as opposed to the frequency of the VCO, it can do that by setting the appropriate offset. It also has a CAT interface so that we can do computer control of the radio we're building, the backplane radio. So the cool thing about this, to me, the thing that blows me away, is that because this is all running on a Raspberry Pi Pico, there is no there aren't any fonts available. There's no font library that you can load up for a Pico. It's a microcontroller. So Claude, the AI that I'm enjoying the most right now, actually created a font library for this thing in order for it to be able to display this on basically a 240 by 240 TFT screen. So pretty cool stuff. Having lots of fun with it. On the downside, I went to start laying out the board, and I'm having some troubles running KiCad on this particular version of Linux that I'm running. I had no idea why. I can open any file I've got. I can save nothing. So yeah, that's going to be a bit of a challenge. Now, how do I unshare?
Yeah, just click the button again that's shared. That seems to do it.
Yeah, okay, great. That was helpful. Thank you.
Yeah.
As far as our 4 days in May North, yeah, I'm totally keen. I intend to be there for as long as we can be there, from the beginning to the bitter end. I would love to have a discussion around the backplane radio. I think there's lots of unanswered questions, and so some good discussions on that off to the side would be great. Some discussions on test equipment would be cool too. And of course, listening to the lectures from down south. Speaking of which, last year, several of us signed up for the Zoom participation. I think we only really need one this time around. So has somebody already done that, or is there a plan? Or
Yeah, good point. I don't know if registration is open yet, to be honest with you. I was just looking at the page this afternoon, but if it is, yeah, we'll coordinate that.
Yeah, I guess if somebody wants the proceedings document, then
right.
That would make sense for them to do the registration. And it's not hugely expensive. We can all throw a couple of bucks in the pot to cover the cost of it, to share the cost of it.
Yeah, I can just add that into the sharing as I usually split things up as far as the Zoom part of it. Proceedings worked well last year. I think we all got the paper copies well in advance of the event, so that seemed to be like a smooth process. So okay. So any other enticements you could think, Charlie, to get people to come up?
No, I enjoy the discussions. I spend more time talking than working on anything, and so
right.
I'm coming to the conclusion that I probably don't need to bring a project because there's enough going on that I'll bring something, but I'm sure it will mostly stay in the box.
Right. All right. Very good. Okay, well, thank you for that, Charlie. And will you be self-contained most likely if you do attend? You know what I mean?
Yeah, last year when we went to Smiths Falls, there were lots of rooms, and so I was more than happy to stay with the group. But if we're in a situation where we're tight on space for folks, I'm happy to throw my little camper on the back of the truck when I drive down and sleep out there.
Right. Okay. All right. Yeah, I couldn't remember what you did last year, but that's right. You were inside. So, yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks very much for that, Charlie. We will move on to Dave. What have you got up your sleeve, if anything?
Just in Windows and Linux hell, trying to get my system up and running that I started at your cottage. So I've got everything running on Linux. I am Windows no more, except for my ham radio programs, which don't run on Linux, can't run. So that's what I'm doing right now. Troubleshooting DLLs and getting all kinds of crap to work. This is being recorded. I'd use stronger language. But yeah, so I'm pretty much purged off of Windows right now. So that's kind of what I've been working on. And in terms of, and from that, I'll have a presentation. By the way, Kevin, I got to say thanks. And that's both sarcastic and genuine. Thanks. Okay. Not just for VML, but for notes. Because one of the things going through this process is note taking. So I went out and I looked at some apps, and I found just an absolute fabulous app for taking notes. And I've spent the past couple of weeks just documenting everything.
Which one?
Obsidian.
Obsidian. Oh, okay.
Obsidian. It's Linux based. I think it's on Windows. You could get it on your phone as well too, and it fits right into your folders. It's not a database. I can talk about it when I talk about. I'll put a presentation together about my Linux journey, and I'll talk about some gems I found along the way in Linux. One of which is that, which note taking is now a breeze to do notes. It's very easy, and it's all text based. No fancy, formatting and stuff. And the nice thing is it's completely 100% compatible with AI. The output AI generates, it's what's called Markdown. You just copy paste it right in Obsidian and it's there.
Yeah,
it's formatted, everything's done.
Yeah, I use Joplin and it's Markdown based as well. And so, yeah, you can take a lot of stuff and just do it, throw it in there, and it just looks right.
Yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at in terms of the FDIMn North. Yeah, I'll be there most of the days. I'm not really going to bring much. I don't know. I might bring some things, but the problem is just hauling everything out. But I'm just waiting to see what others are bringing. I may bring some projects to come out. Maybe I'll bring that board, Kevin, that we got down at Hamvention for measuring common mode currents, because that's built. Maybe I'll bring that, test that out. I've got some antennas which I'd like to fix, so I may bring that, but nothing really specific that I'm going to probably bring out there. Back to you, Eric.
Okay. Yep. All right. That is good. Okay. Drew, you're next on my screen.
Oh, okay. Well, sadly, I don't think I'll be able to attend, but I must admit, Dave's comments about antennas, I'm very intrigued with antenna efficiency. That is, I have no idea, other than, PSK reporter, how I am actually doing. And we all went through a binge of building NFEDs a while back. And so during that, I bought a current meter that I can clamp around the coax. So one of the things I intend to do this summer is have a good solid look at how these antennas are actually doing. Maybe, if I had a field strength meter that I could trust, it would be interesting to kind of put it on a range and just figure out how these various little antennas I've built actually do. That's kind of my interest.
Okay. Do you have any things you would, even though you're saying you may not attend FDIMn, or most likely won't, anything that has crossed your mind as far as topics? Is there anything that would?
Oh, yeah. I have been pulling my hair out for the last 4 days because I foolishly bought a 7-inch monitor from China. And it's supposed to plug right into a Raspberry Pi, and there is absolutely nothing in the configuration file that I can arrange that will make this thing do anything more than show me an out-of-range blinking box. Nothing more frustrating. I would love to dive deep into this thing and find out. The idea was to hook it to an SDR, a hack RF, and make it kind of a portable hack RF thing. And my cunning plan has fallen utterly flat because I cannot get these monitors to cough. And if anybody has any insights on that, I would be delighted to hear them.
Yeah. Have you plugged the monitor into a regular computer?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
and it works fine?
No.
Oh.
What's its physical interface?
Oh, HDMI, and it's a touch screen. It's a TFT, so it's got a USB for power and touchscreen, and HDMI from the Raspberry Pi.
I think St. David has something in mind for your screen.
I suspect he is absolutely correct, and it is a curse. There's no question.
Actually, Drew, I built this. This is you can see the wire here, right?
Yeah, it's a loop.
It's a cross, and I plan to go to a rally this weekend. No, what I used this for was when I first moved in here, I was making near field measurements of my antenna. So I connected this to my spectrum analyzer.
Okay.
So I can make near field measurements. So if you're interested in antenna performance, this is near field. You're more interested probably far field. So you could.
Well, to be honest, any field would be good.
There's a whole. I can't remember where I found the design for this, the idea for doing this, but I went and I did it. And I was able to get some measurements, and I compared it with 4NEC, the simulation software, and it came out reasonably, about the same. But I did a presentation on this too, way back when I first moved to Paris.
Is that on your YouTube channel?
Yeah, it should be there, and it's like something about my shack. It's about my shack, something to do with my new shack, and I go through and I show how to do the 4NEC measurements, and then I show how I did this and how the results compared. And
very good.
Take this to, if you kind of go around the antenna, you could see where the takeoff angles are. I was more interested to see whether I was going to cook anybody inside the house.
Yeah, I don't have enough power to worry about that.
No, because I strapped the antenna outside around my house. The side of my house, like a random wire, and it went right past my son's bedroom. So I wasn't sure I was going to.
Well, you just put a neon bulb in there or a fluorescent tube, and if it lights up, you're hitting too much power. That's all.
So it was funny. It was funny walking around my backyard with this.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you wouldn't attract any attention, Dave. I'm sure it was perfectly normal.
Neighbors are still not.
Paris.
Yeah. Well, that's just it. He was in Paris, so a lot of things happen there. Is that just a single loop leading to coax?
No, it's actually all it is. The wire here broke as I was taking it out. I had to clear it away. But if you look, where's the camera? There's the camera. You can see I've got a little, a balun, like a matching transformer.
Yes.
To match the impedance of the loop to 50 ohms. And it just connected right to a BNC.
Excellent. I will watch that video. Thank you. That's a great help.
Dave, did you show that to the police to, like when they came to give you a friendly visit? Showed you that, it's actually ham radio stuff.
No, but
honestly.
No, but a certain federal policing entity in another country has approached me to come and help them. Round up people.
Michael, you had your head up first, I think.
Yeah, Drew, you talked about that current meter.
Yeah.
Is there a model number or something?
Oh, yeah, it's just I've got it in the shack. I don't have it with me at the moment, so I can't give it to you. But it's not a very sophisticated thing.
Okay.
It's old. It's old.
Oh, okay.
It's probably I wouldn't say it's MFJ, but it's that sort of thing.
Okay.
It might actually be an MFJ antenna current meter. It's just a clamp meter, but it works in that frequency range.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
And
I will look
Ken.
it up for you. I will look it up for you, Michael.
Okay, well, thank you. You wouldn't mind, and
Yeah, sure.
me or just that'd be great.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
All right, Ken, come on in.
Yeah, I was just going to say that I have the power to cut or not cut segments out of our meetings. So walking
Well,
around
definitely
with the
leave
wife.
the cross in. You have to.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. He could use a little holiness. While you're up, Ken, you're next on my screen. So FDIMn attendance, thoughts, otherwise, what's on your table? All the above?
Well, I do plan to go to FDIMn North. I'm not sure yet whether I'm going to take the Friday or the Thursday and the Friday, and just make it a 3 or 4 day weekend for me. I'm just jotting down some dates so I can reserve vacation days at work before they fill up. But anyways, thoughts. I like all the ideas that have been mentioned already. There's two things I've been thinking about lately is slow scan TV and microwave. And if anybody has any experience with that, that might be something to look at as a discussion on the weekend. But other than that,
we have a fellow to introduce you to named Grant.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay.
You went down to Hamvention with him a couple times. He's a Kiwi who's very much into microwave and all kinds of other interesting things.
Yeah, there was someone else here that said they were interested in looking at microwave. I think it was Kevin, actually. Come to think of it. But anyways, that's yeah. I was thinking about those. What I've been doing lately is resting on my days off when I'm not working. Anyways, what I had done is my Tentec Scout. I had taken all the plug-in modules, I ripped them apart, and cleaned everything up with deox and whatever, and put them back together. And I got myself a 200 watt dummy load. So what I'm going to do is I wanted to do it this past weekend, but didn't have time. And then this weekend I'm going to set it up on a dummy load and see if I can actually get 50 watts out of it. And then I'd like to try it out full force on antenna, and maybe that weekend. And also, I haven't taken a radio camping the last 3 years. We got one coming up at the end of July, and I'm definitely taking something with me. And that Scout would be a nice portable radio to bring along. That's pretty much it.
All right. Very good. Thanks, Ken. Drew, you had your hand up.
Well, I was wondering what slow scan TV you're interested in, Ken.
Nothing specific. I've been sort of reading up on it, what the different TV stuff is, but I haven't really zeroed in on anything.
Okay. we've done it in the past and kind of played around and picked it off when the ISS is doing their things, and we all use MMSS TV
Oh, okay.
to run the sound card interface for whatever radio you're attached to.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's really kind of fun. I was wondering if you guys were going to do a radio day at your 4 days in May North, and maybe we could try some. Well, you're basically NVIS from here, but kind of fun to play.
Yeah, that might be an idea.
Well, if you throw your scout on, I'll throw my scout on.
Okay. I got to make sure it's working first.
Me too. Thanks.
All right.
Okay, thanks very much, Ken, for the input there. So I think that leaves me with Wayne. Come on in. What are your thoughts on FDIMn attendance and topics? And
so, from where I am, anything involving the backplane video, I would want to be at it if I could. The other topics are kind of interesting, but not really as necessary for me. I thought maybe the testing equipment thing would be a good opportunity for me to be looking on in NB to kind of hear people have. But that's all I thought about so far. So as soon as you get it kind of sorted out as to what days or what happens on, I'll have a second look. As for what's been on my bench and what is on now, I have been working on one of the daughter cards for the backplane video. I couldn't find any photos, but I do want to brag, so I'm just going to give you a quick look at what KiCad says it should look like, which means I have to share something. I have to remember how to do that. Screen sharing. Entire screen, thank you. And just pop this up. This is kind of a 3D model of what the board would look like populated.
hasn't
Yep.
shown up yet, Wayne.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. Okay.
You got it now?
There we go. Yep.
Yeah, sorry
Okay.
about that. So what you're looking at is one of the two ways to build this guy. If you happen to be a fan of QRP Labs, I've actually designed the filters in a way that you just basically use the parts and values from the QRP Labs document and plug them into the board if you choose to do it that way. But if you already are invested in plugins, I think you can probably see that there's holes on either side of these filters. You don't populate the board, you just put in a header, and you can plug your existing filters into it as you see fit. And the rest of this apparatus is ways for the backplane to tell me what filter is engaged at any given moment. So I've got multiplexers and stuff on, and an I2C port expander on it. That's about it. So I have been working on this thing. I'm actually currently waiting for more a refresh on my design to come in from GLC PCB. It should be here in a few days, I think. And while I'm doing that, I'm working on a different design for a filter board just because it's fun, trying to do some varactor design. Varactors are tough to work with for wide frequency filters, but they're kind of cool. Oh, let me just show you this. Have I closed my screen? Or are you still looking at it?
No, it's closed.
I mean, there we go. Stop sharing. This is what it would look like. I don't know if you can make that out. Yeah. Here's what it might look like if you were using plugins. Okay, so nothing on the board but the 4-pin sockets in either way. So that's where I am with it. And basically, when we sit down and have chats about how the backplane video should come together, we always find new things and more interesting ways of having conversations about what the possibilities are. So I don't even know if this design is going to survive as I've got it now. and that's kind of fun for me. All right, so that I think that's yes, Peter.
What do you mean that design's not going to survive?
Well, think about it. We're talking about.
I haven't even plugged it in yet, and you're.
For us, it's the adventure, right? These things are actually remarkably easy to set up. What I'm trying to say is, it's so cheap to get a board built that it's well worth the time. In my opinion, to just keep designing. If it doesn't work, you try another one.
I agree with that. So I just milled my first board in months because I didn't want to wait. But it's such a simple board; it wasn't no big deal. But you're right. I mean, I just sent out a board there, and I think it's even gone down in price a little bit. I don't think it's just over a buck a board, but $1.15, I think it is, something like that. You can't make your own board for that.
So I can tell you my day life is basically I have to suck up and wind some coils every day because I find it so tedious that I hate doing it. but to test 8 bands, you need 16 coils, right? So I gotta get ahead of it before the parts come in. So that's what I've actually been doing while we're having our meeting.
All right. So, okay. Thanks very much for that, Wayne. So, right. I think that is everybody that has chimed in. So, appreciate your input. I don't think there's too much else on the agenda for tonight, unless anyone has any closing thoughts about 4 days in May. If so, come in now. Ken.
Yeah, just not specifically about FDIMn, but as I had mentioned earlier, I'm trying to book all my vacation days before they run out. And any idea about field day? Like, is the farm available?
Yeah. Well, we're still going to be here, so by all means, I'm happy to host.
Okay.
Yep. That's not too far away, I guess, 4 months, right?
June 27, 28.
Yep.
The last full weekend of the month.
Yeah, hard to believe, 4 months, and it'll be mosquito-y and hot.
That's okay. It's summer. At least it's not 20 below.
At least there won't be any ice.
Yeah.
Drew.
That's okay. I just sent a note to Michael and he received it, so good enough. I found the meter.
Oh.
Yeah, thanks, Drew. That's fine. I'll have a look at it, see if I can see what it's about. Thank you.
You bet. Anytime.
Okay, gentlemen. Well, thank you very much for a good evening. I think we got some ideas down on paper here, and we'll flesh things out. And like I said, I'll be sending out a invite on SOAREX with a little bit more details. Great to see that there's going to be a good showing, good turnout, and maybe we'll get some people that weren't on the meeting tonight to come in as well. So. All right. With that, everybody have a good evening, and we will see you back here, same channel, same whatever frequency in a couple weeks.
Yeah,
all right.
Good.
All right.
Good meeting.
Good evening, everybody.
Okay, thank you.
Everybody, 3 to all.
Thanks, Phil. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.